in child's pose. And know that this is your practice, not only in your space, but in your body. So if there's anything that your body wants or needs out of this time on your mat, feel free to make this practice yours by either adding on or turning it down. You choose what Tuesday at noon feels like for you. So here in your child's pose, go ahead and set an intention for your practice. Like, be intentional with your practice and keep this thought in mind throughout, whether that's just to, try something new or stay in something through some discomfort. Like, what is it that you need from this practice? Take a big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh all the air out. And again, fill up your lungs. Empty everything out. Stretch your fingertips towards the top of your mat. Lift your elbows. Activate your child's pose. Press your hips straight back to the back of your mat. One more round of breath. Downward facing dog. And take some movement in this first down dog of this practice. You can lift a leg or bend opposite knees. Come into your body with intention at every breath. Like, not just being on autopilot with your breath, but really tune in to the sound that it makes as you breathe in and out just through your nose, your ujjayi breath, which will not only help keep you present in your practice, but help you build that inner heat, that inner fire. Breathe in. Press your heels down towards your mat as you breathe out. One more inhale. Empty all the air. Tiptoe your feet to your thumbs. Ragdoll, top of your mat. And so root down through both feet, like press your heels down, the ball mounds of both feet. Lift and spread all 10 toes. Create space in your feet. And then as you root down through your feet, draw the energy up through your outer shins, through your quads, zip up your quads, and tighten your belly up and in towards your low spine. And let any tension go out of your neck. One more inhale. Exhale, release your elbows, place your palms on your shins, lift up halfway. So staying just for a moment in this halfway lift, press down through your feet, lift your belly up, and extend your collarbone towards the front of your mat. Yeah, active in this halfway lift. Breathe in, fold as you breathe out. And one more time, halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain. Press down through your feet, lift up through your side ribs, look up towards your hands. Bring your hands to heart center. We'll begin our practice all together with the sound of one Om. Breathe in. Ah. Inhale, reach high, extended mountain. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, flat back. Step back, high plank. Inch your collarbone forward, come down halfway, low plank, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Press the tops of your feet down, lift your hips, downward facing dog. 3 rounds of breath. Fill your lungs. Empty out. Yeah, if you still need a little bit of movement, feel free to take that. We're beginning to settle in with the rhythm of your breath and your movement. One more inhale. Empty out. Step your feet to your hands. Half lift, pull in, fold, rise, extended mountain. Fold forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Low plank, breathe out. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 rounds of breath. An opportunity to lengthen your hamstrings. Yeah, or handstand hops if that's in your body today. Light it up, go for it. Yeah, really good, Elizabeth. Nice, Michelle. Take one more inhale. Empty out. Step or jump, top of your mat. Half lift. Fold. Rise, extended mountain. Lift up. Fold forward. Halfway lift. Low plank, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Fill up. Empty out. Breathe in. Let it go. One more. Fill up. Empty. Look at your hands. Travel to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Extended mountain. Press down to root down. Rise up. Fold. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Fill up. Downward facing dog. Empty out. Big breath. Empty. 2 more times. One more inhale. Rise to your toes. Bend your knees. Empty. Jump forward. Half lift. Fold. Extended mountain. Last sun A. Reach up. Fold forward. Halfway lift. Step or jump back, chaturanga. And if you're jumping back, keep your elbows a little bit bent just so you're not locking them out. Yeah, continue your flow. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Breath in. Empty. 2 more rounds of breath. Can you hear your breath, your oceanic, victorious breath in your ears, in your throat? Inhale, rise to your toes. Bend your knees. Jump forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Bring your big toes to touch chair pose. Light up your inner thighs. Spin them up towards your low ribs and set your hips down towards your mat. Really good, Kristen. Breathe in. Strong in your foundation as you breathe out. 2 more rounds of breath. And set your eye gaze. Breathe in. Empty. Fold forward. Halfway lift. Inhale. Step back, high to low plank. Flow through. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior 1, step your right foot to your right hand. Take up lots of space. And right away, become aware of both feet. Like both feet are equally important in this posture. So press down to the ball mound of your right foot, your right heel, and then feel the outer edge of your left foot down on your mat. Breathe in. Sit low. 2 more breaths. Fill up. Empty out. This big inhale, lift your ribs up toward the ceiling. Hands to the mat. Step back, flow through. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior 1 with your left foot forward. Yeah, and same attention, beginning with the ground. The ground that is supporting you here. Press down, and the more you press down, the more access you have to lift up, like lift your ribs, lift your fingertips, lift your eye gaze. And now settle in for these 2 breaths. Big inhale, lift high, hands to your mat. Step back, flow through. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Giant breath in. Empty out. 2 more breaths, Phil. Let it go. Inhale, rise to your toes. Bend your knees. Jump forward. Half lift. Fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit low. Fold. Halfway lift. Low plank. Moving 1 breath each movement in these next sun Bs. Up dog. Down dog. Warrior 1, right foot. Press down, breathe in, lift high. Hands to your mat. Breathe out. Let that breath out take you all the way through low plank. Up dog. Down dog. Left foot, warrior 1. Inhale, hands to your mat. Exhale, low plank. Up dog, down dog. Breathe in, empty out. 2 more breaths. Inhale, empty all the air, travel to the top of your mat. Lift, fold, chair, squeeze in, sit low, fold forward. Lift, flow, low plank, up dog, down dog. Warrior 1, right foot. Hands to the mat, flow through. Upward facing, downward facing. Left foot, warrior 1. Rise up, hands to the mat, flow low. Upward facing, downward facing. Fill up, empty out. 2 more breaths. Inhale, rise to your toes, bend your knees, jump forward. Half lift, fold, chair. Fold, half lift, low plank. Up dog, down dog. Warrior 1, right foot. Press down, lift up, hands to your mat, step back, flow. And left foot, warrior 1. Lift your hips to the ceiling, press back, flow through, up dog, down dog, fill up, empty out. 2 more breaths. We have 1 more sun B. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, jump forward. Half lift, fold, chair. Fold, lift, flow. Up dog, down dog. Warrior 1, right foot. Yeah, and you flow your breath. You've been here several times before. Just take your movement. Flow to the other side when you're ready. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. Lift your right heel up toward the ceiling. And before we go anywhere with opening our hips, level your hips square to your mat. Press your heel towards your back wall. Fill up and Stay as you breathe out. And now from that integrated space, open your hip, bend your knee, and flip your dog. Hugging into the center of your core, your shoulder blades in towards your spine. Powerfully lift your hips up toward the ceiling. Yeah, really good. Breathe in, breathe out. One more inhale. Unflip, come into high plank. And right away, like hug your belly button up and in. Now spin onto your right hand, your right foot, side plank. What's possible in this side plank? Like maybe you want to drop your right knee. Maybe you can press your left hip higher toward the ceiling. Your left heel can go high. Yeah, that's it, Kristen. Breathe in. Breathe out. So good, Michelle. One more inhale. High to low plank. Flow through. Now come back to your breath. Upward facing. Breathe in. Downward facing. Breathe out. Lift your left heel up. Yeah, square your hips towards your mat. Shoot your energy through your left heel. And now mindfully open your hip, bend your knee. Slowly peel open, flip dog. And press down through the center of both heels. Lift your right hip up. Hi, Kristen. I can wave at you now. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. Empty, unflip, high plank. Yeah, stay for a breath right here. Organize your hips, like pull your belly button in. Now side plank on the left. Press down through your left hand. Stack your shoulder over your left elbow. Flex your toes towards your face, like zip up your quads, just like you would if you were standing on both feet. Now can you lift your right leg up toward the ceiling? Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. High to low plank. Flow through. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. High crescent lunge. Step your right foot forward. Lift your hip points up toward the ceiling and extend your tailbone down towards your mat. Cactus your arms, like bend your elbows. Breathe in, and then go back just a little. Lift your chest up toward the ceiling. Now bring your hands to heart center. Lift up, twist as you breathe out. Taking your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. And press in equally here. Press the outside of your right thigh into your left elbow. And can you stack your elbows on top of each other? Breath in. Twist when you breathe out. 2 more times. Press through your feet. Twist. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. And on your inhale, open up, warrior 2. And take a moment right here to draw your left hip back towards the back of your mat. Open hip posture. Stack your shoulders directly over your hips. Eye gaze out over your middle finger. Hug your belly button up and in. Extended side angle. Yeah, and you all see you have lots of options. You can bring your elbow to your knee, or you can bring your hand to the mat or a block. And you have some breaths here to play. Maybe you just try on a half bind or a full bind to wrap your right arm underneath your right thigh. Yeah, 3 more breaths. Fill up, empty out. 2 more times on your own. Fill your lungs up. Empty out, hands to mat, flow through, low plank. Upward facing, downward facing. High crescent, left foot. And press your right hamstring straight up toward the ceiling. Breathe in. Exhale, cactus your arms. Inhale, lift your chest, go back, little mini back bend. Inhale your hands to your heart. Exhale, twist over your left thigh. Yeah, and get really long in your spine. Press the crown of your head to the front of your space. And that energy goes all the way down your spine, like through your hips to your right heel. Bring your right heel directly over your right toes. You've got it. Just 2 more breaths. Fill up. Twist on empty. 1 more. Inhale. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, warrior 2. Open up. Yeah, and again, like lift your hip points up towards your shoulders. Descend your tailbone down towards your mat. Breathe in. Extended side angle. Yeah, really good. So stack your right shoulder over your left. Pull your right shoulder blade down into your spine. Lift your left shoulder blade up into your spine. Integrate with intention. And maybe come back to the intention you set at the very beginning of this practice. Fill up, empty out. 2 more breaths. Last big inhale, hands to your mat. Flow all the way through. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Open your mouth. Let something go. Breathe in. Empty out. Jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sink low. And then right away, like, bring your attention to your shoulders and your neck. Can you create more space in your neck? Drop your shoulders down, find some ease. Inhale your hands to your heart. Exhale, twist to the right. Yeah, I've really missed assists in practice, like having someone come remind me with their hands to really not hold all that up around my ears. You have to be self-assists right now. And that just means tuning into your body in a way that maybe you haven't given yourself time and space for. Breathe in. Draw your left hip back in line with your right. Your left knee in line with your right. 1 more breath in. Come back to chair. And fold forward. Fingers to toes, forward fold. Separate your feet. Hip distance, or you can put 2 fists in between your feet to kind of gauge the space. And now drop your chest to your thighs. You can bend your knees a whole lot here. And now keep that connection between your chest and your thighs. Slowly begin to straighten through your knees. And they don't ever have to get fully straight. But just as you work on that compression, you're lengthening your hamstrings. Breathe in. Pull your elbows out to the side. Breathe out. Yeah, and come back to the feeling in your neck, your shoulders. Create space. Let gravity take your head towards your mat. Release your toes. Walk your feet back together. Lift up halfway. Flat spine. Fold. Chair. Inhale, bring your hands to your heart. Exhale, twist to the left. Yeah, squeeze your inner thighs in toward one another. And now drop your hips 3 more inches towards your mat. Yeah, you've got it. Fill up. twist as you breathe out. And draw your heart towards your thumbs. 2 more times. Fill up, empty. Last biggest breath in, biggest twist, fold forward. Separate your feet, palms to toes. So stand on your hands. And again, can you make that connection between your chest, your belly, and your thighs? And then see about straightening your legs just a little bit more. Bring your hips directly over your ankles. So almost to the point where you feel like you might fall over. And it's okay if you do. I won't tell anybody, nobody else is watching. Yeah, get light in your heels. Last breath. Release your hands out from under your feet. Take your feet out wide on your mat, deep squat. And press your elbows into your knees. Get a little bit of hip opening sensation right here. And now take your hands to the mat, come into crow pose. Stack your knees on the backs of your arms, as close to your armpits as you can get them. Yeah. It's so good. And maybe you pick up both feet at one time, or you pick up just one foot and then the other. Really good, Michelle. Bring the big toe mounds to touch, your heels to touch. Yeah, you've just got one more breath. Breathe in. Exhale, come back to the mat, low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. High crescent lunge. Step your left foot forward. Yeah, root down to rise up. And now take eagle arms. Wrap your right arm underneath your left. Press your palms in toward one another. Breathe in, lift the crown of your head and go back. Exhale, bring your elbows to touch your knee. Come forward. And we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, little mini back bend. Exhale, touch your elbows towards your knee. 1 more time, breathe in. Come forward, touch your knee. And now this time, go back, get some momentum. Come into eagle on the right. Take your right leg, wrap it over your left. Yeah, just a different way to come into this pose, and maybe it takes you out a little bit. It takes you a little longer to find your equanimity right here. And really that's just reaction to something, to a change. Like notice your reactivity and settle down with an eye gaze or a breath. And settle your hips a little lower towards your mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Flex your right toes towards your shins. On your next inhale, lift your arms up toward the ceiling. Lift your right foot straight out in front of you, long in your leg. Breathe in, lift your toes 3 more inches toward the ceiling. Exhale, airplane, kick back. And drop your right hip in line with your left, like spin your inner right thigh up toward the ceiling. Really great job. Breath in, point your right toes towards your mat, breath out. 1 more inhale, half moon. Left hand comes down to your block or your mat, or maybe it just never even touches the floor. Stack your right hip up on top of your left, lift your right hip toward the ceiling. Yeah, you guys are doing great. Your toes are flexed towards your shin. That's fully integrated into both your standing and your lifted leg. Take one more inhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Step back, low plank. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, let it out. High crescent lunge, step your right foot in between your hands. Your quads may be talking to you a little bit right now. Take eagle arms, wrap your left arm under. Yeah, and then you choose, are you going to react or just breathe through it? Inhale, lift your chest, look back. Exhale, bring your elbows to your right knee, touch. Inhale, lift, go back. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more time, lift, go back. Elbows to your knees. And then this last time, lift, go back, eagle, wrap your left leg over your right. Yeah, really great. And then right away, like where can you tighten up? Like zip up your quads. Zip up your rib cage. So often I tend to like puff out my chest here, but if you can really like knit your ribs together, hug into the center line, you have a little more balance. And lift your elbows in line with your shoulders. Really nice, Kristen. Breath in, empty out. On your next inhale, lift your hands to the ceiling. Lift your left toes straight out in front of you. Lift high towards the ceiling. Breath in, airplane on your breath out. Yeah, and now bring your attention to your left hamstring. Like lift it up toward the ceiling, the knee pit of your left leg. Can you lift it high? And point your left toes toward the mat. Yeah, it's okay if you fall out. There's no reason not to just jump right back in where you left off. And no reaction necessary. It just is a half moon. Right hand down, left hip up. Yeah, left fingertips up. Maybe you can shift your gaze towards your left thumb. And lift your left heel just 2 more inches up toward the ceiling. Breath in, breath out. One more time, fill up, empty, fold forward. Half lift, fold, rise up. Last standing pose right here. We're going to take standing figure 4 or tree if you'd rather take tree, but standing figure 4, just take your right ankle and cross it over your left knee. You can bring your hand to your heart and Anjali Mudra. And then you choose, do you just stay here, opening your hip? You can begin to lower your hips and bend into your left knee for a little more in your hips. Maybe your hands come down to the mat in front of you. Maybe you can lift up onto the ball mound of your left foot. So many options. Yeah, Kristen, go for that flying half pigeon. So beautiful. And you can land on your head. That's really great too. Breathe in. Breathe out. Slowly begin to come all the way back up. Shake it out. Switch sides. Yeah, we're doing lots of quad work today, aren't we? All right. Left ankle across your right knee. And hug everything in. Find your spot of focus, your drishti. Ujjayi breath. Yeah, sit your hips back towards the back of your mat, and then you choose what happens next. You continue with the hip opener. Do you try to fold forward? Yeah, I like the use of a block, Liz, to help with hip opening. And slowly begin to come all the way back up. Both feet on the ground. Extended mountain pose. Lift up, fold forward. Halfway lift. Flow through low plank. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Take triangle on the right. Step your right foot as far up to the top of your mat as you can. And then spin open. Lift your left fingertips up. And then begin to open your chest. So draw your left shoulder blade in towards your spine and then towards the right side of your room. Breathe in. Twist open as you breathe out. One more time, fill up. Empty out. Inhale, rise to stand. Pivot your toes to the left side of your mat. Side facing, wide leg forward fold. Yeah, notice if you're locking out your knees, can you bring a little bit of water into your knees? A little bit of ease in your knees and in your shoulders and your neck. On your next inhale, bring your hands to your hips. Press through your feet, bend your knees, come all the way up. Pyramid on the right. Yeah, so take a shorter stance than triangle. Press down through both feet. And then take your collarbone towards your toes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pull your left hip towards the front of your mat. Press your right hip towards the back of your space. Twisting triangle, left hand down. Right fingertip, reach high. Just 3 breaths. Fill. Empty. 2 more times. Last big breath in. Spin open. Hands to the mat. Flow through. Up dog. Down dog. Triangle, left foot. Big step. Yeah, and then again, with your attention on your feet, press down through the ball mounds of both feet, the center of both heels. So both feet are equally a part of this shape. Lift your right hip up towards your ceiling. One more big breath in. Come all the way up to standing. Side facing, wide leg forward fold. This time, take the interlace of your fingers behind your back or hold on to opposite elbows, and then just fold over your legs. You press through the outer edge of both feet. Unlock your knees. Yeah, that's it, Michelle. And then take your eye gaze back in between your knees. Lengthen your neck. One more inhale. Exhale out. Release your grip. Bring your hands to your hips. Come all the way up. Pyramid on the left. So your right foot steps up and out. Fold over your left shin. Full breath in. Fold as you breathe out. 2 more breaths. Twisting triangle. Right hand stays glued to the mat or a block, and then spin your heart open towards the left side of your space. And then draw your chin in towards your shoulder so that you're not overstraining your neck. One more big breath in. Hands to the mat, step back, high plank, and then slowly to the count of 5, we're going to lower down to your belly. 4, 3, 2, 1. Locust. Yeah, right away, without even thinking about it, just lift your chest, glue your inner thighs in towards one another. Reach your fingertips back towards your heels. Take one more breath to lift and lower down. Bend your knees, floor bow. Reach for the outside of both ankles. Squeeze your knees together and then begin to lift up, like rock back to your thighs. Press your shins towards the back of your space. Lift your chest for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Sway your heels from side to side. And then right where you are, just flip over. Set up for bridge and wheel. We're only doing 3 today. So if you want to jump straight into wheel first thing, go for it. Or we'll just do 1 bridge and 2 wheels, your choice. But get anchored down through your feet and then press your hips up toward the ceiling. Yeah, and if you're staying in bridge, interlace your fingers behind your back to get your shoulders integrated under your spine. And really, don't forget about your core, your belly. Breathe in, hug in, and now lower down. Okay, 2 more for Tuesday right here. Press through your feet. And then lift your hips, lift your heart. And squeeze your inner thighs in toward one another. Press down, lift up. 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Take a breath. Let it out. You've got this. Last one right here. Press down, rise up. For you, for everyone else on this class. Yeah, breathe for 5, 4, 3, lift your hips. 2, tuck your chin, come all the way back down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Knees fall out wide. Your chest, or rather your spine, is what's laying on the ground. Just release any tension you're holding in your low back. Notice your breath, your heartbeat. And now take happy baby. Hold on to the outsides of both feet. Draw your knees down towards your ribs, your armpits. And really the purpose of this is to get your spine pressed down into the mat, extend your tailbone straight out towards the back edge of your mat. And now extend both feet straight up, release the outsides of your feet. And drop your right leg 45 degrees. Notice the small of your back on the mat. You can interlace your fingers behind your head and just begin to take tiny pulses up to your left thigh for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. Yeah, pulse up to your right leg for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both legs straight up. And now tiny pulses towards your toes for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep your spine pressed onto the mat. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll forward and back. And come into high boat. Now, last little bit of core work right here. High boat, just hold. Can you rock forward onto your sit bones? Lift your chest up toward, maybe you can lift your fingertips up toward the ceiling. Yeah, biggest, strongest boat you have been in yet. Flex your toes towards your face. We're not going to be here forever. Notice your reactivity coming up right here to me, to your breath, to your core. Just let it go. Take 2 more breaths. You got it. Just 2 more. Fill, empty. 1 more. Inhale and roll back to your back. Hug your knees into your chest. And then just flip over, come into downward facing dog. Half pigeon on the right. Any way you want to get there. If you need to lift a leg and open a hip first. And then as you settle in, like lengthen your spine before you just like collapse over your right thigh. Square your hips to the front of your space. And settle into your half pigeon. I've been participating in Barron's 40 Days to a Personal Revolution. We have been in week 3. Week 4 technically starts tomorrow. Talking about noticing your reaction as you're in anything, in a pose, in a conversation. And I feel like we've had so much more time to witness our thoughts and our reactions during this whole quarantine. And what do I fill that time with? And so often I fill it with so many other things than just really noticing what's going on in my own body and my own mind. It's been a definite learning opportunity for me. And take 1 more breath in this half pigeon. And switch sides. Half pigeon on the left. And take the movement that you need and lengthen your spine. And I think coming to notice things about yourself doesn't necessarily mean there's like a quick fix or there is a fix. It's just a noticing. And if what is going on for you works for you, there's absolutely nothing to fix. Just notice and allow for things to come up. And I think that's what your practice helps you to do, is to notice, to sit with things. And then you choose what to take with you when you get off your mat. Just like we will get to choose what we take into our new normal after this is all over. Take 1 more breath. Empty out. And press yourself all the way up. And we're going to do frog pose. So take your knees out wide if you need to fold over your mat or make whatever other kinds of adjustments you need here. Take your knees out as wide as you can, and then your shins just come straight out of your knees, 90-degree angle. And then flex your toes towards your shin, another 90-degree angle. And if there's ever been a place to notice your reactivity, this is it. Or at least it is for me. And what if you shifted your attention onto your breath or the area at the base of your neck in between your shoulders, or just some area that you can send some ease into? Because you know you won't be here forever. And you can either just suffer through the moments, or you can discover what's possible if you were to choose ease instead of struggle. And I'm still with you. You're still in frog, and you're still breathing. Three more breaths, your breaths. And after you've taken your third round of breath, slowly begin to press yourself out of frog. And take a seated forward fold. Extend your legs out long towards the top of your mat. You can bounce your knees up and down if you need. And then reach for the outsides of both feet. Draw your collarbone towards your toes. Pull your toes back towards your face. One more breath in. Empty out. And come into an inversion of your choice, whether that's shoulder stand, headstand, if you have space to take your legs up the wall. What do you need right here? Now you could even bring them over to the side of the couch. And then focus your attention on slowing everything down. We've been moving, exerting a lot of energy, a lot of breath. Just slow down and notice what's here for you in this shape. If you've taken shoulder stand, you can come into plow, taking your feet overhead behind you. And then bend your knees around your ears for Deaf Yogi, ear pressure pose. And then as slowly as you can, begin to come all the way back to your mat. Extend your left leg out long, supine twist. Hug your right knee in. And you can do this with your legs up the wall too, if you want to just take your legs down to the right or down to the left. Totally up to you how you handle that. Wherever you are, keep both shoulders glued to the mat. And let your right knee drop towards the floor. And now switch sides. Left knee hug in tight and then drop it over to the right. Come back to center. Take Supta Baddha Konasana, last time. Settle your spine. Settle your breath. And now extend your legs out long, Savasana. Let your feet fall open, palms fall open, and like relinquish control over your breath. Soften everything you can soften. Your jaw, your throat, your belly, your knees, your ankles, the soles of both feet, your elbows and wrists, all 10 of your fingers. Just rest. And slowly begin to become aware of any sounds around you. Coming back to your physical space. Acknowledge where you are in your physical space. Deepen your breath. And bring life back into your fingers and your toes, wrists and ankles. And hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a really big hug right here. Draw your forehead towards your knees and roll to your right side. And take this moment to acknowledge your practice, your intention to be on your mat during this hour. Focus on your breath. Be a part of something bigger than yourself. And then as you're ready, press yourself up. To an easy seat. You can bring your hands to heart center and Anjali Mudra. Soften your eye gaze or blink your eyes closed if they've come open. And together we'll seal this practice in with one final Om. Fill your lungs. Ah. Bring your thumbs to your third eye center, your center of intuition. The light in me honors and respects, reflects the light in each and every one of you. Together we bow and say, Namaste. Thank you all so much for sharing your practice. I'm so happy to see your faces, to be able to connect with you in this way. And I really appreciate you all coming and supporting Small World Yoga, even if it's just to support the community in practicing with us. It's so great. If you want to donate, I've got the link up. I was looking at my spreadsheet to make sure I know who's teaching next. Dan the Man Baker is teaching tomorrow at noon. So he's always got our super fun practice. We'll see him tomorrow. And then Natalie Thomas is teaching Thursday at 4:30. So thank you all again. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions,